You have to understand that if someone cares about you, wants to know you, then there is a chance that they will overlook a lot of things that you might do that is even offensive in the bid to get to know you because they are interested. But if someone isn't interested, they can pick any and everything to use as an example to take off and say, you're a nasty person. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's been about 5 or 6 weeks since I last uploaded. It's been the summer holidays. Kids are now back at school, so I am back. We went to Wales, had an amazing time. But listen, if you are new to the channel, my name is Ngozi. Don't forget to subscribe. Click on the little notification bell so you never miss an upload. It's a family-based channel, so we talk about any issue that affects us as a people. A very wide spectrum of topics are covered on this channel. And today I'm talking about being misunderstood. It doesn't really matter who you are, whether you're a man or woman, a child, a baby, you would have been misunderstood at one point in your life. I say a baby because if you are a newborn, say for instance, you are having a tag that's sticking you underneath your clothing, you're crying, your mom could misunderstand you and think you need to be changed. So she changes your diaper, she gives you food, but you're still crying because of this one little thing that's sticking you in the back. So you can be misunderstood. And you could be misunderstood all the way up to going to prison for what you didn't do because you were in the wrong place at the wrong time. And I know that's on a more serious note, but I'm just saying being misunderstood is a part of life. I have been misunderstood countless times. On one of those occasions, it was my wedding. Now you have to imagine at a wedding, you are the focal point. I'm coming in, I've got my big white wedding dress. The groom is looking out for me. Everyone wants to see what I'm wearing. What does she look like? How pretty or not? Anyone and everyone is looking at you, even people in the street when you hop out the limo into the church. So you got a lot of attention on you, and it's quite hard to interact with absolutely everyone who comes to the wedding. And even though this is something that you should try to do, there is a chance, like any normal human being, that you might miss someone. You could be staring off to a table at someone else and smiling at them and signaling hi, but someone on the side thinks you're saying it to them and they wave to you and they don't get that reaction from you that they're expecting. But the thing is, you're not seeing them, you're seeing someone else. A lot of misunderstanding can take place, and these are normal, misunderstandings. And in my case, I had this one individual who decided that at my wedding, they said hi and I didn't say hi back. This individual just took off from then on, spread really poor rumors about me, maybe I'm being unpleasant and so on, but it got back to me that this was the case after many years. Friendship connections were broken and just faded away, and I didn't know why, but this individual took it upon themselves to suggest that as a result of that, they didn't like me. Now, the thing about being misunderstood is that you can't take full responsibility for that all the time. You have to understand that if someone cares about you, wants to know you, then there is a chance that they will overlook a lot of things that you might do that is even offensive in the bid to get to know you because they are interested. But if someone isn't interested, they can pick any and everything to use as an example to take off and say, you're a nasty person, okay? And that's what happened to me. And this individual, just decided we weren't going to be connected in any shape, form or manner. And it did hurt me in different ways because it was connected to other people in my life. Now, years later, I get to find out this is the reason why, but I look at that and I say to myself, that's not proper. So what I've learned from this situation is there are individuals who don't like you, period. They just don't want to know you, they don't like you, but maybe because you are in a circle of friends, or maybe they're a family member connected to you in one way or the other, they don't have a choice and they have to be around you. But what you'll find is that at the slightest drop of a hat or some sort of misunderstanding, they jump on that and say, yes, she's nasty, don't like you, he's horrible, I don't like him, I knew that's what he was about. And they use it as a reason to satisfy why they don't want to have anything to do with you in the first place. This happens an awful lot. And then you have kind-hearted people who keep trying to understand what's going on or why, the relationship isn't the way it should be, but you're never going to know why the relationship isn't the way it should be because this individual just really doesn't care. They just don't like you. All they needed was an opportunity to say, here's what you've done, and that's why we don't get along. This happens an awful lot, and a lot of people get confused and start to wonder or try to adjust their own lives lives to suit someone who will never be satisfied with your conduct, never be satisfied with your explanation, never be satisfied with what you're bringing to the table. When you meet people like this, you have to understand they're not for you, and you have to focus in on individuals who care about you and are prepared to invest and do the diligent work of peeling back the layers, the onion layers of your life to get to who you really are. Because, as I say, you're going to do something or behave in a particular way that might be misunderstood anyway. But a mature character would take their time to get to know you and establish that maybe you were having an off day, maybe you were busy. It could be anything. But in my case, that's how it all went down. And it took me years to understand that you can't take responsibility for someone choosing not to like you or choosing to have an issue with you. There's nothing you can do about that. But what you can do when you notice you have an individual like this in your life is make adjustments for yourself, guard your heart, because out of it comes the issues of life. You can't spend your days and your time and your entire life trying to please an individual who will not be pleased. You understand? So that's something that I have grown from and understood, and I thought it was a really valuable lesson. Regret is a terrible thing to have. Whatever happens to you in life, whether it's good, whether it's bad, it's a learning point. So that happening taught me that I don't need to invest so much in individuals who are hard to get through to. They're going to believe what they're going to believe, and there's nothing you can do about that. The second aspect of this story that I have learned from is it really intrigues me, or shall I say baffles me, that a person can go to another person, say something about you, and that individual believes it hook, line, and sinker. They're cut from the same cloth. You have to think about this. They are cut from the same cloth. It is really dangerous to make a decision about another human being on baseless conjecture. So you just say something, someone says, "Oh my goodness, really? Oh, that's terrible." And off they go and then just make a decision about another human being based on what someone else said. That's what governments do. That's what organizations do, to sway the people to believe one thing about another group so that you vote for this group. And that group decides, no, we believe this because they said X, Y, Z, and then they vote for the other group. They heighten lies, they sensitize a story, and they make it into something that it's not. And you find hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people believing a particular story and just, signing on the dotted line about a person's character. That is profoundly sad in the society that we live in today. And I urge you, if you are watching, to think about this. If a friend, a brother, a sister, a dad, a mum, doesn't matter who it is, says something really nasty about another human being and says, "This is what they actually did to me. Can you believe this? They did that to me. I was there and this is what they did." You have to understand that you need to take that with a pinch of salt. You can't just take that hook, line, and sinker. Doesn't matter who it is, your husband, whoever it is. You have to ensure that if you stood before a judge and the judge says, "Did you witness this? Were you privy to what happened? Did you actually see this happen?" And you can't say for a fact, then you shouldn't be speaking at all, repeating rumors, and you shouldn't be believing that hook, line, and sinker. You can hear a piece of information and you can scroll by like you would on TikTok or Instagram, but you shouldn't really take that in until you are absolutely certain. You have to do your research. You have to be certain. And of course, research if you are invested in the individual. You understand? So maybe if you're going to marry someone and someone said blah, 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 it could be a jealous girlfriend. You have to make sure you do your homework before you just cancel someone out and you miss out on a really good opportunity of a friendship of a lifetime or a love of a lifetime or something of the sort. So it did baffle me that there were individuals in this circle who just believed, all sorts of lies about me and just conducted themselves in certain ways around me for years. And then later on realized that it wasn't the case. I think that's a little bit, for lack of a better word, immature. You can't just, take off in life off the back of what someone has said. Well, I trusted them and I believed them. They're very credible. Well, so is the government. I'm sorry, but you have to be very careful when you hear a rumor about someone. It doesn't matter who's speaking to you, your mum, your dad, your brother, your sister, your husband, your child. You know, they want that undivided support and loyalty. So you've got to weigh everything, you know, on a scale, be fair, pray about it. Don't just jump on it and believe the worst thing. Why do you want to do this? Why do you want to listen to what I'm saying? Because it could happen to you. Someone could say something nasty about you. And of course, you're going to want them to do some background checks on what's just been said. Yes? So what's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. If you don't like it, then start thinking about the way you take in information and how you're going to conduct yourself around a piece of information that you've received relating to another human being. Okay. Anyway, this is what I wanted to talk about today. It's been on my heart. I have a lot of stories to talk about, a lot of situations that I have encountered. This is an aspect, and I wanted to speak on that. And I hope that you can take this away. I hope you can make use of it. It's caused wars. It's caused murders. It's caused the breakdown of friendships. It's caused the breakdown of businesses just because of lies between one another and, you know, swaying someone with partial truths and, you know, white lies and all that nonsense. And things have been damaged just because individuals don't think for themselves. Thank you so very much for watching. I will be uploading as regularly as I possibly can. Forgive me for the past 6 weeks. I haven't uploaded anything, as I say. I had a lovely holiday with my family. We went to Wales, but I'm back on and I'll be as regular as I can. Thanks again. Don't forget to subscribe. Click on the little notification bell so you never miss an upload. And I'll see you again soon in the next video. Until then, have a good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening, wherever you are in the world. And I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye.